turn off your camera. And the reason is is if you've watched any of the Hangouts, the ones where you had your, yeah, which, you know, I mean, since the whole point is, yes, yeah, so and it should be recording still. Okay, you see your website? Okay, really quickly, where were you asking me about the RSS feeds? You said. Up top? Well, you got to, I mean, in the 3 years since I've set up this site, you changed your Facebook name. Remember, you changed it to add Heather's name or something? So, I mean, this is part of the final thing that, I mean, we haven't done a Google Plus brand page for you yet. I also want these to open in a new window. But we were going to talk about the button colors. I mean, do you like them turning black, these ones, or? I know, I don't either. I just want it to look the nicest it can, and it's like, so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's why I was late saving the buttons for last. Yeah, except that's just the store. There's no orange in the whole website. Huh? I mean, I'm just halfway tempted to leave those. I mean, the front page. I know, and you know, and I mean, that's how it was designed. And I think these button ones look good, clear. Now they could turn green instead of black, but I mean, and then what I was thinking, so this one, you know, turns black. So this one I was thinking we'd have turn clear. You know, so yeah. So these ones though, I didn't really do anything. So you know, these could be green. You know, we can make these green and then go to black so they match the other ones. Unless you like them the white that they are, and then they. I don't mind them like this, but I don't want them to turn red. Maybe have them turn green. So you want to keep them white and turn green? Okay. So just so you know really quick, so RSS feed, which I don't think I put in there yet. Basically you have different, yeah, I did, but I put in, okay, so this is the feed for your whole website, which is probably what we'll just stick with. Because normally what I would do is I would just have a feed to your blog. But since you have all of these different categories and all of them are technically blogs, and you've got your facts and, you know, there's just other stuff that you'll be updating. By doing the feed to the whole website, they'll get notified if anything. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people don't use RSS feeds anymore, but I personally have it on my list to find a new an RSS reader. There's one that's called like Feedly, I think is, and I think I have an account. But what you do, which is on my list, is like Feedly or whatever. Every one of these websites, these are all like where I get stuff for, some of the places where I get stuff for Twitter and stuff. I want to put all of them into a feed reader so that I can just literally go to that feed reader every day. And that's the kind of thing you should do too for your Twitter. You just go to your feeder, Feedly, and it'll show you all the latest articles in the keywords that you want. And then, you know, it makes it fast to post to Twitter.
Okay.
Or share, you know, on Facebook or Google Plus, anywhere. But anyway, so that's how the feed works.
Okay.
And so that was your questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll make sure these buttons are working. And the thumbnails are gone again.
I know that. I was disappointed.
He must keep, you know, getting out. He must like do like what kind of like I've shown you and like I do, and he, you know, gets it working, and then he does an error check, and then he finds another problem. I mean, I mean, it wouldn't just keep stopping on its own, I wouldn't think. I don't know.
I would think so. And you know, it kind of happened about the time of day that you and I brought them on, the time you were going to meet with them. So I was thinking there's kind of a certain time of day that he works.
Well, yeah, well, because he's in London, 10 o'clock my time is in the morning, is like 10 o'clock his time at night. And I think he works on this usually around that time. Because I think he has, or at least he had some big like coding job somewhere else. And then, of course, you know, just all their other clients and everything. But I'm kind of surprised that it's not completely fixed. And it just, I mean, it keeps telling me that we've got possibly some error. Because, you know, Backup Buddy should be working now. And I'm getting errors with that. You know, I tried to start that again. And okay, so did you have questions about these ones?
Those are probably the ones. No, I don't. Well, does that Facebook work?
Well, I don't. It, yeah. See, I well, these are. I haven't put them on this. I haven't put the side thing back yet. So anyway, none of them. I mean, you know, whatever I had when I first set this up is what they're connected to. I mean, we'll do the email, which will be. Oh wait, that's not for you. That's for sharing. You don't even have a Buffer or a Stumble account. But you should, because those are good for backlinks to the website. And then, you know, I don't know if you want people sharing this on Pinterest. I mean, I don't even know.
I think I told you that somebody shared my aerobic class on Pinterest. Someone pinned my aerobic class.
Okay, so
I
we'll.
was really surprised because I didn't think that's what Pinterest was for.
Well, I guess, you know, if you're into exercise, you would save link. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe they use it because they want it right there at their fingertips.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's just if wherever you're going to have stuff to be shared, you should kind of be semi-active, just so you can know when people share your stuff, so that then you can acknowledge it. Anyway, okay. And I'm not putting your links down here in your bio box because, you know, we have them every, you know, up here.
Right.
I just did Heather, since hers aren't listed.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, so that's your questions out of the way, right? And also let Heather know. I mean, you're sticking with the email. You're not, emails to her are coming to you, right? We're sticking with that. Yeah. So her email, regardless of, it's not going to be shown anywhere on the website, and you don't show emails.
Oh yeah, my email on the website right now is DebbieJordy.com. Debbie Jordy's email. So I think we're going to change that now that I have it.
Yeah, we're going to change. Yeah, we've got to change all of those. And like I told you with that store, you need to put the new store at DebbieJordy.com in place of where it's got my email. And you know where that is, right? That's in your settings.
I think I went in there and changed it, but I think when I got there, I wasn't sure if it was, because they have two places for emails. One is like receiving and one is like something else. And, you know, it's not, I don't, it takes me a minute sometimes cognitively to figure out what source are saying and what do they say, what do they want, you know.
That's right. But, you know, but that's why, you know, I mean, I always say do the tutorials first, because then that makes it a little bit easier when you're. Oh, I know. Sometimes the tutorials are worse than if you didn't use them. So I've just always found that a tutorial helps me first. So obviously these you need to change to shop. And I would just, I mean, obviously these are customer ones, so you leave those alone. You just change these. And then just keep testing. I mean, you know, I've tested your MailChimp so many times, and it's like with Joys, you know, and I do that because I don't want people saying, oh, something doesn't work. And I mean, first of all, I want it to work, but then secondly, you know, so many people say, oh, this didn't work or that didn't work. And, you know, I always know beforehand that yes, they do work. It's the person pushing the.
That little print on the side, is that what I click to change it? Or is that something else?
Well, this is set. Yeah, this is like, yeah, configure. So, so you would probably. Yeah, so you would. Right, and so here is where you'd put in your email address. And remember how I told you, that you needed, you know, you want to put in DebbieJordy.com. So it looks to me like, well, it looks to. Well, so this is short code, so it means that it's going to show the site title, which it's not showing for some reason. Probably once you do your, I don't know, you'll just have to test it.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep it as HTML, which is, so that it'll show the way it shows. If you just did, now a lot of people don't view HTMLs. They turn it off. Like if they're using, what's that Windows mail called? Outlook. So some people, anyway, some people only get multi-text but anyway, so that's pretty much where you do that. So when you test, how do you, since we're here real quick, how are you testing the products? Because I haven't.
I find the product. I just go to the store and buy it. And I have a sandbox set up with PayPal, so it doesn't really go through PayPal.
Well, that's what I mean. So how are you doing that?
You just go to the store, go to the product link, go to the store. Yeah, go to the store.
Hold on, I'm gonna go.
Store, you can click the site.
Yeah, no, I know. No, that's the other thing. I just so you don't have to log in.
No. You can get there from the website, like a new person, from the book page. And then you buy your product, you say, down at the bottom, you say, proceed to checkout.
I've got to figure out what's going on there too. Oh, it's got all your stuff in it, so.
And then it just proceed to PayPal. I have all my stuff in there.
Wait, it says I have.
And it says you must accept our terms and conditions. So, you say to make proceed to PayPal. I assume that's our terms and conditions that we wrote.
I don't know. Yeah, probably should have clicked on it to look. Have you clicked on it?
I don't remember if I did or not.
Right. So you're. Well, see. Right. And so since I don't have your password, I can't test. So just as long as you're testing it and making sure.
Yeah, it comes to me and then I send it to you.
Right. Right. And so you've just got to make sure that it says the website and that your contact info in that receipt from the store, because a lot of times people don't save their PayPal receipt. They save the receipt from you.
Oh, okay. They can always go back to PayPal. I do that all the time when I buy stuff. I just go back to PayPal and get the customer's information from PayPal.
I know, but we want to do it, as, like, like any normal store would. I just don't know. You're going to have to find out where to add it, because I don't think unless you want to change this, but I don't think you do.
Well, at some point, I actually had a receipt, and they were asking me if I wanted to change stuff, and I thought about putting the logo in. I thought, no, I don't want it black. I'll just leave it purple, but I don't remember where that was.
Well, that was PayPal, because I saw your logo, and you used that. You did something totally different. You did the square, your icon.
But that was like, I don't think that was in the receipt, because I purchased it after I did that. That's a whole different thing. I actually think that is when you're, like, if you're out at a fair and you sell products, I think that's how that would work.
Yeah, but I set up mine when people, if they go through my client billing thing and do it that way, they'll get my logo on their receipts like yours. But that's different. Somewhere here, somewhere in WooCommerce is where, because you should be able to name. I mean, we've named the store page, but you know, we should have that name go on these email addresses.
Yeah.
And then and then just your I don't know if you want to use, I mean, your phone number's on PayPal.
I don't want my phone number. No way. I don't want people calling me. They can email.
I saw it on your PayPal, one of the receipts you sent me.
Oh, really? Well, I better go in and change
The screen or the screenshot that you showed me from PayPal. Now, maybe that's not what customers see, but I think it is, and it showed your. Yeah. But you have that 466 number, right?
Yeah.
But
It's the same number. It doesn't go anywhere.
oh, really? I thought it was a real number.
I disconnected it. It was stupid to pay money for a phone that I didn't use after I retired.
Oh. I do that too. I mean, I put my old phone number on things.
Yeah.
But you don't have to have a phone unless PayPal requires it. But I mean, PayPal requires you to have a phone to deal with them, but not customers. And there's lots of places where you don't actually get a phone number. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I had a big store, but for 3 products like this, it's fine. Okay. So for the SEO, and I don't remember exactly at this point what I've done, but you should watch the setup videos for, I mean, you've probably already watched them, but also on YouTube, you know, they have a YouTube channel, which has, and I would start with the beginning setup video, you know, because I mean, you've been doing all the advanced stuff, but we haven't really, I don't remember how much of this has been done. You can probably actually just start with this, the configuration wizard. But you should follow along either a video, a setup video, or a an actual setup document. And I know that they have them because I've used them. And then anything that you don't, definitely never press this, because it'll change, it'll make everything go back to the way it's supposed to be. So you start here, and then just stick with what they've enabled. Don't change any of this unless you know you don't want to. Okay, so here obviously you're a person. Well, maybe you want to be a company because you know you've got the Columbine Press and everything. So it's up to you. And I do everything as a person.
Yeah, I'm going to be a person.
Okay. Now, okay, so this is where you're going to do all of this with the admin email, the Gmail. You know, the Debbie Jordy Web at Gmail. Remember the one that forwards to me? Okay, this is one of the main reasons I created it. Because number one, you don't want all this stuff coming to your main email. But number two, you never use your main email with Google, with the search engines, because it can look like spam if you're using that your main email with analytics, but then your same email is also like commenting on your Google Plus page and stuff. I don't remember the exact reasons, but there's some reasons why it can look spammy to them. So just keep them separate. So you're going to do, if you click on it, it'll tell you how, and you'll go to Bing, and you're going to do their Webmaster Tools, and then you're going to do Google search, and then Yandex. For now, I mean, go ahead and do all of them. Put in the number, verify them. But Google is going to be the main one that we're wanting. And so you're not an author, you're an administrator. So just leave this disabled, because you can obviously have access to this. So you're going to literally just go down, and then you go to titles and meta. Leave this. Oh, so what this is on Google. Wait, I didn't want to go to the site. I wanted to search. See this little dash here? Okay, so that's what it is. And this line, I think, is the nicest option.
Why don't you just choose it?
Okay. See this? See LinkedIn? See how there's a line there?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think it looks better than all the other stuff. So probably won't, it's not going to show up right now, but eventually you'll have that thing. Oh, so we need to shorten your meta description a little bit. You know, the one that I added, just because as you can tell, it cuts off. It's cutting off challenges. So
And where's that?
this is under Google search. This is for the main website's information. And it's cutting off challenges. And we don't want it to do that. So, you know, we might just want to take out inspirational, just author and speaker.
Yeah.
And leave that up. We've already done that. Leave this alone. This is already done. Can leave this alone. Leave that alone. What I'm really looking for is where you put in your Google Analytics. Okay, so here you'll put in your Facebook and your Twitter, you know, all your stuff.
Which tab is that?
Social.
Okay.
I'm just going down the list.
All right.
Okay, so with your now remember, you're gonna have to log out of Debbie Jordy at Gmail. Okay, because you don't want to confuse where you're setting up your stuff with Google. And then log into Debbie Geordi Web at Gmail. Okay. And then that's when you go, and then you type in, that's when you go to Search Console and set that up. And you're also.
I'm going to the one that we're using here. Which one is that?
Debbie Geordi Web at Gmail. Always remember that's the administrative. So anything like plugins or WordPress or Google or Yahoo, you should go through there. And like if you start doing advertising or something, use that. So it's all the administrative functions.
All right.
So, back where it said Search Console is that's where you want to be logged into the Debbie Geordi Web when you click on that. And the same with Yahoo and all that. So you'll enter your stuff and then just go through literally each tab, follow the tutorials if in doubt. Okay, this is if you want a default image. If somebody just shares your website, what is the main image you want to go with the website? That's what would go here. And I don't know if you've thought about that before, but
I suppose the first slider is a good image.
Well, it would have to be, you can't use the slider image. Well, I mean, you could take a screenshot when I have it done. But the problem is this. Well, I mean, you could take one of the ones that you did. Or wait till I have the slider done and then just make a new one that looks the same in case I've, made it different.
Right.
And then, but the thing is you don't use those dimensions anyway. It has to be the 1.91, right, which is basically just the size of one of your blog photos. So then you'll set yourself up as the Facebook administrator. And then it'll be your personal Debbie Geordi profile.
Right.
Here, Facebook Insights and admins. Well, yeah, your personal profile is what you use. Okay, then Twitter. And you want a summary with a large image, which it can pull the same image. What you have to do, though, here is you have to go to Twitter and get, type in Twitter card. Type into Google Twitter card, and then you'll go and you're going to set up a Twitter card. And then you put the Twitter card, send me the Twitter card info when you do it, and I'll put it in here. But just remember, and you have this video to look back on, and this one you should probably watch. And that way, you know how people, when they share sites and there's no picture and it's just a little tiny thing, you don't want that. You want a big picture, so you'll choose summary with large image, and then you'll. It's not hard to do. Now, what you're going to have to do, well, you'll follow this, but you've got to do your Facebook Open Graph, which I did once. Okay, so when you go in, just a sec, I just want to see if, I'm pretty sure I didn't do Google Analytics. So this is where the Twitter tag, just so you know, you go under Genesis theme settings, but I'll do it for you because you won't remember. But this is where your Twitter tag goes. And it's also where, right, and it's also on the video, but I'll do it. So yeah, don't worry. And this is also where Google Analytics goes. So once you do your Google Analytics, send that to me too, and I'll put it on here. But if you can remember, you can also stick it here. And the reason is because you're going to have to test it as you're setting it up. I mean, just verify with Google. So back to, what's weird is I thought that with Yoast, there was a place to do the Google Analytics right in your, might be down under Search Console. Okay, don't worry about the sitemaps right now. We'll do that together, or I'll do it. Because we need, after you have all these accounts set up, then we need to get rid of all the pages we don't want, and then we'll submit sitemaps.
That's under advanced?
And now it's under XML sitemaps. Okay, don't worry about this breadcrumbs right now. I don't know if you want to do it or not. So a lot of people say it's good for SEO. And so what breadcrumbs are is when you see on a site, where it says you are here, home blog, must have products for marketers. That's breadcrumbs. You've seen it on sites, right?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Do you, I mean, I know that Heather would probably want it, but do you like it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, right now they're not enabled, but so it'll say you are here, home, free Genesis snippets. It's just a way for people to always know where they are. But I know where I am. I'm reading this blog.
Yeah.
So it's good for SEO, a lot of people say, and I'll research it more. But we already have a lot going on. I'm just not sure if we need it or not.
Right.
Anyway, but that's what that is. And you're, of course, welcome and encouraged to read about breadcrumbs and SEO and see what Yoast says too. Okay, those are just the tools. Search Console. Okay, good. So here, when you're logged into the Gmail, the administrative, then you can click on this to get your Google authorization code. And then you'll put it there and you'll authenticate. But you should really be following, even if you're just looking at the help center or whatever, following some sort of, so that you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because this is how you're going to get all your analytics. I mean, connecting everything up. So I haven't installed, I need to install this still, but after you have all the other stuff done, then we'll do this for your store. And the redirects, you already know what that is. So with Google, what you're going to find is, number one, it's kind of confusing. And they have lots of things that you need to set up just for like you're going to want to do, write this down. So you're going to do the Search Console, okay? But you're also going to do Google Analytics and Google Webmaster Tools. And you're going to want, and then you're going to want to verify, you know, and it's going to give you codes and stuff to verify. And obviously I'll be around to help you if you get stuck. It's just going to help me if you're doing what you can on it. When you set up your Search Console, what it's going to give you is you're going to have access to then do a brand Google Plus page for DebbieJordy.com. And that will be what we'll use for your maps, for Google Maps, and for the actual Debbie Jordy Google Plus that is connected to the site. And what you'll do is you'll stop using the one that you're using now is like your personal Gmail for Debbie Jordy, for your Gmail. And you'll stop using that one and you'll start using the brand one. And they look exactly the same. But one is a brand and one is a personal. And the brand one is what people will see when they search DebbieJordy.com, and it'll show up like this. Well, it's supposed to show up over there, but I'll do another one. Because his is, he's got other people competing with him that, I mean, he hasn't even launched his site. So Google is not showing him always the way you want to be shown. And he's never even contacted me again.
Wow. We were waiting for him to give you content, right?
Yeah, and I need money. Okay, so, you know, he needs to pay, and I want to get, I want to get his site done. So this is what'll happen is you'll get DebbieJordy.com or Debbie Jordy, and then you can do Google reviews, and then this links to your brand page. And then here, then your address of your salon would show up. And you can set in your hours, you know, like by appointment or whatever. And I don't know what you want to do about your phone because you don't, I thought you had that 466 number. I mean, you don't have to do a location page to do a brand page. So it's just the good thing about.
It does feel kind of weird doing a location page like Darla's there, and it's kind of her shop. It just feels weird. Like I'm bringing attention to her. I don't know, that might be unwelcome or something. But it is my building, and I am sharing it with her. She's just fortunate she said I'm not there. So I don't feel like I can do it. I just think why.
Well, the reason is, okay, so if I type in convenience store in Waipahu, he comes up. Okay, so if I type in speaker, inspirational speaker, author in Salt Lake City, then you'll come up.
Okay.
And so it's, people want this really bad. And yeah, there's always the problem, like me, you know, I don't want somebody coming into my door, but the only way that I could do this for myself if I wanted to is I have to actually give my address for Google to verify it. So, you know,
How do they verify it?
they'll mail you. They'll send mail there. They'll send a card there with a confirmation code. And, you know, what's funny is I actually need to redo his because they changed everything. It used to have the website and everything, but I need to redo it. I mean, Google constantly changes things and they don't tell you. But I did notice this about 6 months ago. It's just, he's not at the top of my list right now. But see, all of this stuff is all how I've got him on Google. I mean, none of this on the left.
Right.
He had nothing on the web until I started. So this is all what drives traffic to his store. And so this is just going to help you rank higher in Google. So by giving up that personal, you know, privacy thing, and by, you know, showing your little house and, you know, risking that somebody may just show up there. But I mean, in reality, I doubt it. Well, the other thing is if you look at your GoDaddy information, you're using that address.
That's true, I am.
So all we need to do is type in who is, and then type in DebbieJordy.com, and you've used that address. And so,
Yeah,
so people can find you. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. Yeah, see, if Darla was smart, she would have done this for her hair, you know, for her.
Oh, yeah, but she wouldn't even know how.
But she can't. The thing is that's why you need to do it, so she can't, because they only allow one business at one address. So, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, well, yeah, I mean, technically a renter can do this, but only one business is allowed, and I mean, for Google's purposes, so whoever does it first.
Actually, maybe we got approval from his landlord to have his business at his apartment because they know that nobody comes there. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up that we have about 30 minutes.
Okay, well, let's just keep going. Basically, you just need to go through every tab and make sure it's all set up and that you're using the Debbie Jordy Gmail, Debbie Jordy Web at Gmail to do all the settings. And What I don't remember is when you set up your Google Analytics, I thought that there was a place to stick it in, and maybe that search console where it says search console, because Google keeps changing their names of stuff. So anyway, you'll see when you do it. And I'm pretty sure that it's either there or in the footer, but we need your Google Analytics and we need to install it on the website. So either through the search console you'll be doing it, or you'll be getting your analytics and then sending to me and I'll stick in the header. But it seems to me that I think you can do it right here. So we'll find out. I think that's it.
So the Google authorization code, is that the one that's going to be mailed to the house?
No, see, that's where, you know, Google's huge. Hold on a sec. Let me just. I guess I'm doing this part real quick.
Okay.
They're telling me two different things. Do you want me to sign in or? See, this is why I do recommend being signed out of your other accounts, because it's too easy to set up the wrong email address because Google's so screwed up. No profiles found. Okay, so I think what you should do after you've read the directions, if they haven't made it more clear, is just literally go start out at Google Analytics. See, and this is mine. So now we're under your account. So what you'll do is Debbie Jordy and DebbieJordy.com. And then you'll put in and make sure it's the HTTPS now that you're secure, and then DebbieJordy.com, just like it says. Then you're gonna have to choose what best describes. See, and this is where having a competitor or a few, or you know, your top competitors, it's a lot easier to see, okay, who's at the top and what are they doing? You know, what are they under? Yeah, but that's not really what you are. You do have a book, but the website is not about books and literature. You're selling a book, but you're not.
I know this is what's frustrating. It's like this on a lot of things. When I had to put my book in certain categories and
Right.
in the national database and stuff, they don't have anything.
Well, you know what? I would just choose other,
Yeah, that
because
really is what it is.
you know, I mean, there should be self-help, but you know, it's not here, or personal growth, or you know, something like that. And then you'll do your, you know, Utah for reporting time, and then,
Oh, okay.
you know, and just let all this, I would just, you know, let all this stuff,
Straight check.
yeah,
Keep it the way they have it.
yeah. I mean, because it's not, I mean, they don't really spam you. Okay, so then you're gonna get a tracking ID, and the tracking ID is what I thought you
I
could.
don't know why when you call it me, it's really frustrating.
Do you need to
He knows
answer?
he knows I'm either taking a nap or I'm talking to you. And, you know, it's harder for him to be patient right now. So I guess I'll just send him a text, tell him I'm in a meeting with you.
Okay.
I'll say, are you okay? Because, you know, I rarely answer my phone around, well, especially between 6 and 7. And he knows that because I'm often resting before he comes home. But his way of showing his frustration is he turns into a complainer and he tries to control me. And it's just like he can't. And I try and give him attention, as you know. I make his dinner. I give him focus time. I watch TV with him. But I think he can just kind of feel like, you know, I'm kind of preoccupied.
Well, what would he expect you to do if he was if he was trying to get if he was writing a book?
We put two and two together like that. You know, it's called for them what you would want them to do for you, but he doesn't really get that. But that's okay. He said he just wanted to know my plan.
Yeah. You know, that's what I always think is funny about men in a lot of cases, especially ones that would generally identify as liberal, that they're actually very conservative when it comes to their wives in a lot of respects. You know, I mean, you know, you can.
I can do whatever I want, but I just managed to tell him it's okay.
Yeah. Just so you know, while I'm just doing this right now, this part. I mean, there's lots more that you're gonna have to do, but it's like I'm here, and then I don't, you know, you don't have to wait for me to verify it. We can verify it right now. Mountain. Wow, there's two mountain. So I guess you're this one.
What did you call Mountain Standard?
Well, there's mountain time and there's mountain Arizona time, and I know Arizona doesn't change, so you're normal mountain time.
So which section of Google Analytics are you doing? Is this all of it, or is just one section?
This is, trust me, there's so much going on that it's mind-boggling, and you're gonna bear, you know, I mean, there's courses on it. I'm just doing this section first. I mean, I kind of hate Google, to tell you the truth.
Okay, so what's the name of this section again?
Google Analytics. We're setting up your Google Analytics. And this is a tracking code that we stick in your website. Okay, and then what happens, this is the tracking. then when this tracking info goes into your website, then Google Analytics can monitor and track people's behavior when they're on your website. So you know how many people saw it, you know what pages they go to, how long they're reading, if they leave right away. It gives you everything that you need to know for your marketing. So this code we add in the theme header scripts. Whenever you see something that tells you add this to your header, this is where we do it, which is under Genesis and theme. But this is the kind of thing you can just always have me do, but just for you to know. Okay, so now we go back. You're going to want to come back here after you come back from your trip or whatever, and you can start learning about Google Tag Manager. Okay, so what I want to do now is verify. See, this code is UA. There might be a place. There used to be a place in that Yoast SEO to enter that, because that does the same thing as that code that I just entered, and you should be able to enter just that into Yoast, but I'm not seeing that there. And we're not using the admin at Gmail, or I mean at Debbie Geordy for any of this. We're using the actual Gmail address for everything. What I'm trying to find is where you're supposed to be able to verify this.
Which Gmail are you using for this?
Remember, Debbie Geordy Web. Debbie Geordy Web. Always remember, everything Google, everything administrative is Debbie Geordy Web. Nothing is your personal. Okay, let's go back to See, this is what's stupid. Notice how I had to go to a totally different place?
Yeah.
I mean, it's stupid now that they want me to do. It's like they should just verify the actual analytics code that I just stuck in there. Oh, okay. You know what else I'm going to do? I think I need to turn off the coming soon. That's not allowing Google. So for a quick second, don't let me forget to change this, okay? Are you there?
Yeah.
I'm taking down the coming soon page.
And now what happens? It goes back.
Well, because I think Google couldn't verify it because
What's left?
just a sec. Okay, look, now it's been verified. What I was saying, I had to take down the coming soon page. So right now, somebody, if they went to wjordy.com, they would see what we're working on.
Oh, okay.
But I had to do that for Google.
Right.
Because otherwise it wasn't letting them. Okay, so that's done. So,
You put it back up now, or?
well, just a sec.
Okay.
Now, let's see what happens here. Verifying with more than one method will make your ownership more resilient. So that means stronger, right? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
So now we're going to do Google Analytics. See, this is what I just hate about them. They send you through all these. And this is why you want to be signed out of your trying to find where it says tracking code. I don't even see website tracking here.
That's what's frustrating is when they tell you that they said to go to property, didn't they? Something about property.
Well, right, and what they're meaning the property is we are there. That's Debbie Jordy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so and here is tracking code. Okay, here. Okay, so here's the tracking ID. And the global site tag is this. And this has that number in it. And this is what I this is what I entered. So I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of this and do it again. And that Google also, their directions, a lot of directions are not updated. It's just really frustrating. Well, we know they're connecting now, at least.
Cool.
Now go back to look. See, this is why I said to be logged out of your account. The reason it's not working is look. See how they're over there? That means we're in my account, not yours.
Okay. Do I need to log out of my Gmail account that I'm actually logged into right now?
Yes, that's what I'm saying is when you're doing this, I'm doing it right now.
Right.
When you're doing this, you need to be signed